Can I ask you something, Judge?
Yes, sir.
I got a restrainer on her husband, and I don't know how we're gonna do that now.
That's why you're in the conference room.
Oh, okay.
I thought that restraining order was denied. Is there a restraining order?
I put it into appealer.
All right.
But the Branch County Sheriff I talked to said it's
Oh,
still.
it's in Branch County. I wouldn't have granted it on a bet. All right. This is a claim for $850 and a very poorly drafted complaint. Mr. Ward claims the money I give her for the truck tires, she said she was gonna pay me back and never did. I am last charges. She owe me $850. That might be one of the worst complaints I've seen in some time. Mr. Bowen, why do you believe she owes you, Mr. Ward, why do you believe she owes you $850?
Because I gave them 400 for the truck tires, and she said she was gonna pay me back and never did. And the late charges were for waiting so long.
Well, there's some sort of receipt here dated 9/21/24. Shelby Bone for the tires you buy for your truck, 350 plus 60. What is that?
That's the receipt that I had written up, and I was gonna give it to her, but I never did, and I wish I had now.
So there's no contract, you just wrote this up.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Bone, what can you tell me about these tires?
I don't purchase tires from anybody. I have no idea what he's talking about. The last time I purchased tires was in January of 2024, and that was from Walmart for my truck. So I don't know where he's coming up that I purchased tires from him, or he gave me money, or I don't know.
So you never purchased any tires from him?
No.
You never entered into a contract?
No, and he definitely never gave me money to put back for tires or whatever he's trying to say.
Some of this came out at the last hearing.
Hey, everybody. Judge Middleton pauses enough so I can stop and say hey to everyone. Thank you guys for coming out on American Courts Live. Didn't think it was going to happen tonight, but y'all voted in that poll earlier, so I kind of had to. Thank you guys so much. We're going to. Got distracted by a text there. We've got Judge Middleton. We got Thurston County. Thurston County's got an odd one. It's an odd TPO hearing, so that's a neat one. And I stole a video from people in court of a soft sit, and so we're going to see how many of those we can get through. All right, we're going to hit play on this one.
My fear is he's using the court process to harass you, both through the last case, this case, and possibly this PPO case in Branch County. So it's your position you never purchased, borrowed, used any tires from Mr. Ward?
Correct.
And he never gave you a receipt?
No, I've never seen that receipt.
Well, he indicated he didn't give it to you.
And if I do any kind of like trading like that, I have a bill of sale and I have both parties sign it. But like I said, I've never bought any tires from him.
When did you last have contact with him?
Probably the first week of November in 2024.
Which was part of the other case?
Yes, we worked together and then he got moved to a different plant. We didn't work together anymore. And we didn't work directly together. We just worked in the same plant.
All right. Mr. Ward, she says she never purchased any tires from you or agreed to buy anything from you.
That's not what I'm trying to say here. I gave her money to purchase tires because they needed money. They needed the truck tires for their truck, and they couldn't get tires. So I helped them get tires, and she said she was gonna pay me back. That I told you wrong.
Did he ever give you any money to purchase truck tires?
No, and I don't take money from people anyways.
All right, I'm gonna jump in there. So you see this guy in the top, the bald guy in the blue shirt? That is a sad man. So we're in court for two co-workers. The guy in the bottom white shirt says he gave the girl in the black shirt $400 to buy some tires, but yet there's protection orders from the guy in the light blue shirt against the guy in the white shirt. So you can just imagine how aggravated he is dealing with his wife's boyfriend. The guy in the bottom left corner, the guy with the cool haircut, his case was easy. The other person didn't show up. He's a mechanic who just wanted to get paid, so he made it through there. Joe Dirt went through a tornado. I almost said hurricane because we don't really have tornadoes. So glad to know you made it through okay. Glad to know you made it to the show. We're gonna jump back in it.
I have a job, I can afford my own tires.
Mr. Ward, when you came in with this, my inclination was to decline it. But I don't have the ability to do that. I think this is a false claim. And I think you're using me to harass these people, and I don't like it. If you're gonna lend her some money, get a receipt. It costs you a few dollars to come in and file this claim and scratched up, poorly worded complaint. They get dragged in here. They get served with a thing. They have to take time off work. They have to come in here to hear your claim, and they deny that it ever happened, and you have any proof that it did. So your claim is denied. And
Well, I'm not doing this to harass anybody. It's just another thing. I want my stuff, and I'm not sending my family over there to get it because I can't trust them.
I don't care about it. I made an opportunity for you to go get it, and you didn't. If you want to get an action, file a claim and delivery action and have the sheriff come do it. But I'm not going to try to mediate you recovering all this junky junk that's in his yard. Immediately after that, you filed this case, and I think it's without merit. And I'm not going to try to mediate the return of your property. I made an arrangement for you to go get it on a Saturday morning, for somebody to get it, and for whatever reason, nobody did.
Well, my attorney is working on it right now to go get my stuff.
Very good. They can file a claim and delivery action or make arrangements to go get it.
I had to pay $800 for my attorney to get something going.
I find they owe you $0.
So how are we gonna do this? Because with him there and me here.
Well, you're going to go out to the counter and get this order and then leave. He'll wait here with me in the courtroom until after you go.
Okay.
She'll probably clean this up. I'll ask you to take it out to the clerk. And Mr. and Mrs. Bone, you just wait in here with me in the courtroom. And we'll wait till he's gone and then let you guys go.
Are we done, Judge?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I think this case is completely without merit. It's
No.
a perjury case, but if you're gonna sell something to somebody or loan them money, get a receipt. That's my piece of advice.
I want to say something real quick. My attorney.
All right. If you take that out, we'll get him a copy of the order and he can go. And I need that conference room, so I need to get him out of there. Why don't you guys just have a seat? All right. Mr. Griffin, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Would you please raise your right hand? You swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief.
Yes.
This is file number 241567 SC. It's a small claims case. Mr. Klein filed a lawsuit against Mr. Griffin, and Mr. Griffin acknowledged that he owed the debt, and a judgment entered in January of 2025 in the amount of $6,583.50. Mr. Griffin agreed to pay this at $300 per month starting February 7th. Apparently that payment was not made, so Mr. Klein filed this motion for discovery regarding the ability to collect on the debt. Mr. Griffin, did you make a payment? Have you made a payment on this?
So I never got anything or about how to pay, and I was never told how. And I have no I don't know how to explain it. No contact with Mr. Klein or any way of contacting
Well, his
him.
address is right on the judgment that I sent to you, Crystal Beach Drive, Sturgis. And you
Yep,
went
I
there
didn't know
to
if I was
do the
supposed to
work.
mail a check or
Yes,
I'm over an hour and a half away.
I don't know what I said at the hearing.
Your Honor, if I may, you
Yes.
said he should send me a certified check in the mail.
Yes, that's what I would normally say. So, Mr. Griffin, that's a pretty lame rationale. So he wants to ask you some questions about your ability to pay on this debt, your social security number, bank account numbers, those sorts of things. Kim, would you reopen the Zoom room?
All right, I left out one on there on the end just to see that dummy get talked to by Judge Middleton. The guy said he didn't know how to pay it and had directions, even had a letter on how to pay it. So, but you know what? He got to get away with it for a little while. So, all right, let's go to Judge West. Yep, we got Judge West sentencing a lady for not being nice to old people.
There was a motion to adjudicate probation filed. She entered pleas of true to counts 4 and 5. Does the state have testimony with regard to counts 1, 2, and 3?
Yes, the court would like.
Yep, I think I would.
Young man called, Shakita Cole.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, Ms. Cole. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
Ms. Cole, would you please state your full name for the record?
Shakita Cole.
How are you employed?
I'm employed at Jackson County Adult Probation.
And as a adult probation officer, is it your responsibility to supervise an individual on this court's probation by the name of Devin Atkins?
Yes,
Do you see Ms. Atkins in the courtroom here today?
yes.
Can you point to her and identify her?
Right here in the blue jumpsuit.
Your may the record reflect Ms. Cole has identified your probationer, Devin Atkins.
Record will so reflect.
And
I'm
Ms.
printing.
Cole, as with every probationer, when they are placed on the court's probation, are they given the rules and restrictions placed upon them and what they are supposed to do to follow the court orders?
Yes,
And each one of those in detail is gone over with them so that they understand everything that they're required to do. correct?
yes,
Was Ms. Atkins so advised
yes.
at her intake?
She was advised at her intake and at a TTM at the Melton Center in person.
Okay, and describe for the court what a TTM is.
A treatment team.
Okay, so in your opinion, Ms. Cole, as her probation officer, was Ms. Atkins fully apprised and aware of what she was required to do on probation?
Yes,
And were in fact a majority of those things intended to help her?
yes,
Was she advised that she was to report to the Community Supervision Department when directed by yourself and the court?
yes,
And did Ms. Atkins, based on your review of the file, fail to do that on multiple dates, including but most likely not limited to November 4th of 2024, November 19th of 24, and, and was that in violation of her probation order?
yes,
Did you address that with her and inform her, it is important to report, if you have something come up, you need to let me know?
yes.
And did she do that?
No.
Was Ms. Atkins, as a condition of said probation, ordered to perform community supervision hours?
Yes,
And and to report those to you?
yes,
Obviously, if you do not know that she has completed them, even if she has, Is that a violation of her probation?
Yes.
To your knowledge, based on your review of her file and your supervision of her, did she either complete the hours or immediately report to you? Sorry, I'm reading that one.
Mhm.
No wonder everyone's looking at me.
I was about to, I know, I was about to,
Community service. Well, that is in fact a condition of probation, right? Is it also a condition of probation that she is to report to you as her address and so that you know where she is all the time?
Yes.
And if she does not do that, is it impossible for you to locate her?
That is
And
correct.
did she in fact immediately report to you her current address?
No, she did not.
Anything else? I know you and I have had a lengthy discussion about her that you feel would be appropriate for the court to know in conjunction with your testimony and your updated PSI.
The main thing is her mental health. She refuses to address that. We've made appointments for her with Spinaltop, and she didn't attend the appointments. She's 100% when she was out unmedicated. So that kind of interfered with her completing her services. And she maintained contact with the victim in the case. So that part, her grandmother was trying to be there for her because of the mental health difficulties. And that's the main thing that we were trying to get her to address.
okay.
Can I address anything?
In a minute. Mr. Lewis, do you have any questions? Hold on, ma'am. You're going to get an opportunity, okay? Mr. Lewis, do you have any questions of Ms. Cole?
Just briefly, during your supervision of Ms. Atkins, were you able to supervise her at points when she was on her medication and not on her medication?
The entire time she has not been on her medication.
So she's been unmedicated this entire time?
Yes, sir.
Your supervision? Okay.
Anything else?
Nothing else.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Cole. Any other witnesses with regard to the allegations? Based on the testimony,
Unless I may ask, Ms. Cole, Judge,
Yeah.
and you stated that earlier, Miss Evelyn Thibodeau, I believe that is her grandmother, correct?
Yes, respectfully.
hold on, ma'am.
At some point in time in November of 2024, was Miss Atkins violating the condition the court had imposed that she not to have contact with Miss Thibodeau for Miss Thibodeau's safety?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Any questions about that? About
No.
the count, that's count 8 with the
Right.
contact? Okay. Then, at this time, based on the testimony, I am going to find count 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 8 true. Again, there were pleas of true to counts 4 and 5 previously. I've received an updated pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes, ma'am, Judge.
Any additions or corrections to that report?
No, from the bench, Judge.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor, unless Ms. Cole has something to add.
Do you have anything to add that's not already in your report?
No.
So the main thing I want to make sure, Ms. Cole, I have a notation here to ask is, you guys were aware of mental health issues and had opportunities for Ms. Atkins to participate in mental health services. Is that correct?
I made the appointments myself for her.
Okay. All right. Argument, Mr. Lewis?
Well, Judge, I think definitely from the updated PSI we have, as well as I think there was some issues from the jail. If you look at those issues and activity, I think that goes directly to her mental health state. Unfortunately, she has not been on a mental health caseload. I think that definitely would benefit her, as well as, being able to take advantage of any services that Spinaltop inmate Jamar may have, or any programs that probation deems appropriate for her. I have had conversations with her and meaningful conversations with her where she has addressed to me her desire to take advantage of those activities if those available to me. She did understand that she had the safety opportunity. It didn't go well, but I don't think the mental health issues were addressed, mainly just substance abuse at that point. I think if we can get a handle on that or get some work done with her to address the mental health issues, I think she'll do a lot better in this situation and can be able to complete this assessment.
I mean, it's hard when
Hold on.
someone's not taking patients.
Well, it sounds like you had appointments that you missed that Ms. Cole made for you. Did she go to regular Safe P or special? Hold on.
Special needs.
So she's already been to special needs
Okay.
Safe P. So that was a whole 6 months plus aftercare of drug and mental health help. So, Ms. Atkins, the problem is you're being given all the opportunities.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't know if I told you, I had an appointment in Port Arthur because I cannot get into Bowman. They're not taking new patients.
So you had an appointment that Ms. Cole set for you, at least one, how many?
Yeah, but it's not for medicine. It's for psycho. I'm not a psycho. I don't have those problems. I mean, some people do that. I don't know.
Well, you obviously we don't know what you need because you won't even go do the evaluation. That it sounds like you haven't been on medication that would be what?
Evaluation where?
At Spinal Top.
That's what I'm telling you. That's not. I don't have that. I'm not a psychopath. That is for.
It's psychopath. Nobody's saying you're a psychopath, but you have.
It's called past program. I'm not a psychopath.
That's not what it's called, and that's not the reason it's called that. Okay, if you had gone to your appointment and talked to them, then you would know what that was for, and you would know that it was meant to help you so that you could get on medication, stabilize, and not have the issues that you've been having. I'm going to find that you previously entered your. I'm sorry, Ms. Malfino. Did you have anything to add?
No, Judge, I think that from my conversation with Ms. Cole, she's been gracious enough to offer to continue to work with her because I think she clearly sees the mental health issues. But as you can see, what Ms. Cole has been having to deal with is how the court has had to deal with Ms. Atkins today, and it's been kind of just this runaround circle.
Well, and in addition, I am going to find judicial notice of the court's file. Ms. Atkins was evaluated for competency to stand trial not that long ago. I think it was in January of this year. And I have that report. And the finding is that Ms. Atkins is competent, understands the nature of the proceedings, and is then just really making a choice not to follow through with what programs have been given to you, Ms. Atkins, to try to help you. So at this time, any recommendation as far as?
I have one more thing to say.
Okay.
She is not giving me the information needed to follow up with those type of things.
Okay. Well, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Ms. Cole would never say go do something and not tell you where to go or help you get there.
No, she says she does not have a list of the community service.
I'm not worried about your community service. I'm worried about your mental health. And the fact that you're not doing what you need to, and you're still contacting the victim, and it's a serious case. And so I got to protect society, unfortunately, because you're not choosing to do the things that.
I'm gonna die, so I really need to mention this one.
Okay.
Is my life in jeopardy?
I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 4 and 5 freely and voluntarily. Again, I'm finding counts 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 8 true. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, find you guilty. Don't talk over. I'm about to sentence you to prison, and how you keep talking over me is about to start adding years onto that. Stop talking. It's just going to get worse. Do you understand? Okay. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, I'm finding you guilty of injury to an elderly individual. Sentence you to a term of 5 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. No.
I'm telling you, like she thought, like I could not get up there.
I'm going to hand you the trial court certification that shows this was.
I would like to speak to a detective.
This was not an agreement, and so you waived your right to appeal. I need you to sign that with her. I gave
you hospital papers. I gave her everything.
I'm also handed you.
I had a doctor's appointment and everything. That's what I'm saying.
I've got 5 more years that I could add on to that.
Oh man.
I can give you up to 10. You need to stop talking so I can finish what I need to do. Okay?
I'm telling you, I'm not guilty. That's what I'm telling you. I did not have a choice. I went to the hospital and everything.
I'm handing you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition because of the judgment entered against.
I don't have a gun.
I'm not, just listen to what I'm saying. If you'll listen for a minute, you'll understand. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition.
I don't have a gun, man.
Good, then you don't.
I'm the wrong person. I'm Devin Atkins. I don't have a gun.
I'm required to read that to everyone.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a gun.
Good, then you don't have to worry about that. Go back with the bailiff.
Thank you. I didn't find any pictures.
All right, so that happened a while back. Who thinks she's still talking? Who thinks she's still trying to complain about it? She's so confused at why she's there. So, all right, so we got a couple of options here. We've got a soft set video that's about 45 minutes, and we got a Thurston County TPO hearing that's kind of crazy. That's about 36 minutes. We're going to show. Oh heck, we're gonna get to pick one of those coming up next. So tell me if you want the soft set in Texas or the Thurston County TPO. I'm saying we got time to do there. Absolutely, she just lost. We don't get to see Fozzie in the chat enough, and I got Fozzie in here in chat tonight. So thank you, Fozzie, for coming in. See Critter even showed up. That's good for her to show up, and I didn't misspell her name, so we're doing good there. JLOSO is there. Nancy's always here. Thank you, Nancy. And I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I'm just going to call you Casey. Casey Gifted Membership. Thank you so much, and thank you for becoming a member. It's always interesting to see people show up as members. It's pretty awesome. All right. I don't see any. There's always a lag. There's about a 30-second lag. So, all right, we're getting Thurston County. Thurston County. Getting, someone says soft sit. Let's do the. All right, another soft sit. Another soft sit. Oh, it looks like Thurston County wins. All right.
So back to Ms. Klein. We've got you here, Amber Klein, and then Mr. Budahas is here. This is case 2592. And we were here previously, and Mr. Budahas had filed a couple of documents.
Hey, and we got Debbie F. Cooks here. Make sure to go check out her channel. She's got an awesome channel showing some old courts. I think she's doing the Phil Spector thing. And so we're going to do Thurston County because Thurston County is always, they have the nicest, craziest people I've ever seen.
Information that the court should consider, and have had that opportunity. Anything from, looks like, yep. And so let me put you both under oath and we get started.
All right, we even have
Amber Klein,
Did he
raise
is
your right hand
here.
with me. Do you
That's the
swear to
oddest
tell
name
the
to
truth,
say.
the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then Mr. Budahas, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Budahas, in reading all the information that you filed here, I thought I looked at that. Yes. And both of you should know I'm looking back and forth here because I've got two screens.
Mhm.
My file is electronic, so I'm looking over here as you're talking to me. I'm listening, but I'm looking at also what's been filed. So just so you know why I'm doing that. Let me get that. So, Mr. Budahas, I understand from what you filed more recently that so you say you take full responsibility for your actions. What?
All right, Gina, just so you put, I think that he needs another piercing. Just a heads up, I think that is a she. I'm almost certain it is. It is her name is Amber.
Are you, I'm trying to understand, are you objecting the court issuing this order?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like it to be dropped, but I take responsibility that led up to the
reason for it being filed?
Yes.
Okay.
You're
All right. So let me turn to you first, Ms. Klein. And I've had an opportunity to look at everything that everyone's filed. Looking back at, see if I got any questions here. So, Amber Klein, anything you want to say about all this or what Mr. Budahas filed?
I definitely want to proceed forward for sure with it. The declaration, of course, is defamatory and libel.
Which declaration? Which declaration?
The 6-page declaration he wrote.
Mr. Budahas's.
Yes.
Okay.
That.
So tell me what you have to say about that.
The inappropriateness of claiming inappropriate things my kids had done, which have not done or acted on.
So this is about your allegations in your petition and his response to them, and it sounds like
Has
the
nothing to
minors,
pertain to this case.
pardon?
Has nothing to pertain to this case.
Okay. Now, these are not biologically, any of these kids are not biologically Mr. Budahas's, right? That's what I understand.
No, no,
Okay.
absolutely not.
Not by no relationship through marriage.
Nope.
No.
Never
And
dated. Nothing. Just
there
friends.
hasn't been any court placing or giving guardianship or custody or
No.
anything to Mr. Budahas. Okay.
No.
All right. So these are all the 5 children that you name here are yours
Those are mine.
biologically, by marriage, how?
Biologically.
Okay. So you're responsible for them. All right. And there aren't any other Superior Court orders or anything concerning these children and Mr. Budahas.
No.
Okay. All right. And so your allegations here is that, you know, let me get to what you're saying. So over what period of time, when did you first think that you clearly told Mr. Budahas he wasn't to have contact with any of these 5 kids? And there's that February 21st event where you alleged that pushed in the door to gain access. Cops were called. He was trespassed on 2/21/25.
Yeah, but I stated in my evidence, I think it was in January of 2024, of do not contact me anymore.
And how did you communicate that to Mr. Budahas?
Via text.
And was there any response to that from Mr. Budahas?
I know there's just multiple responses after that. They just kept coming in, and I eventually just stopped. I didn't engage.
So when you say that on February 21st, when, quote, the cops were called and he was trespassed, what does that mean he was trespassed? What happened?
He showed up at our house and refused to leave, so we called the cops.
And what happened?
They trespassed him with a trespass slip, and he had to be removed from the property.
Okay, so there was a document that said he wasn't allowed to come back to the property.
Which I also filed in with the evidence as a yellow piece of paper saying he was trespassed for the next year.
Okay. All right. And then thereafter, was there any time that you allowed Mr. Budahas access to your children or access to the property after that?
No. Nope.
Okay. No messages saying it's okay for this one time? No.
Nope.
All right. So it was an absolute at that point.
Oh, yes.
All right. And so how did you find out that he was messaging or contacting your children in certain ways?
They showed me.
Your children showed you?
Yep.
Okay. And so what did you see?
That he had messaged Natalie Cisna, my daughter, on Roblox through a gaming app.
Okay, that's a gaming app. All right. That was on April 1st, you said. And then did you receive any contact?
He was contacting me on and off through Instagram.
All right. And what did you do when you received those Instagram messages?
I didn't respond.
Okay. And then contact with Cassandra?
Yes. He contacted her originally. That's why we cut off our relationship, was he contacted our teenager and engaged in inappropriate language with her.
Okay. All right. And in talking with Cassandra, did she, now she's a minor, and
yep.
But did she initiate any other contact after that you're aware of?
No. Nope. We immediately blocked the number.
All right, and were you aware of Natalie contacting Mr. Budahas in violation of your order to them?
You mean after she hadn't contacted him after the order?
After he was trespassed, after you told your children not to contact him? Do you know if Natalie or Cassandra or any of the kids contacted Mr. Budahas?
Not as
Violation.
far as I'm aware. I just know that Natalie had said something back after she had sent me the original screenshot
Okay.
on Roblox, but hadn't contacted him since.
And Natalie at the time was 13, 12, 13?
13.
Okay, and Cassandra's still 16?
Yes.
Okay, and everyone else is younger, so between 9 and 16 years old still?
Yes.
And when this is going on. All right. Okay. And what are you asking the court to do here?
Just absolutely no contact, harassment, stalking.
All right, with you and your 5 kids?
Yeah.
And so looking at the temporary order, is that what you're looking to continue with?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else before I turn to Mr. Budahas?
And then I am requesting to seal our case because of the declaration. He names minors that they do not consent to this libel and defamatory statements that he has made against them.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. So, Mr. Budahas, then I've read, and obviously Amber Klein's read what you've filed with the court. What would you like to say about this order, whether it should issue or not?
I would like the case to be dropped, Your Honor. When I initially made contact with Cassandra Pixley, it was trying to let her know, no, that is not okay. And it was an awkward situation for me, Your Honor, because I didn't want to lose my friends at that time, and I didn't really know how to approach that. I've realized I should have brought it up the next morning.
And
Your
so we're
Honor.
referring back to when? And can I have the
When
packet,
I
please?
initially made contact with Cassandra back in
Is that August?
2023, when they initially cut me off.
Okay, so tell me, kind of step back here and help me understand. So you've known Amber Klein how long?
I would say 7 years, Your Honor.
Okay, and then, so you've known the kids then for that same amount of time?
Correct.
All right, and then were you at any time, I don't know, what was the relationship? Were you living in the house?
No, I was a friend that came over. They asked me to watch the house and the kiddos when the Wyatt Pixley was up at the hospital for a heart and kidney transplant.
So they asked you to watch their kids in the house when they were
Correct.
busy with some medical
And
emergencies. Okay.
mhm.
And that was, all right. And so throughout those 7 years, is that,
I made a connection with the kiddos, Your Honor. I was considered an adopted uncle, or
okay. So you were never given any parental authority over them by a court. You weren't given a guardianship. They weren't placed
Correct.
with you. Okay. And so it was just simply through the parent that gave you
Mhm.
allowance to have any relationship with their
Yes.
minor kids. Okay. All right. So going back then to the petition here, can you tell me a little bit about that February 21st event that's alleged that you came over and the allegation is that you forced your way in?
With the allegations on February 21st, Your Honor, I was recently fired from my position through City of Lacey because Byron and we were both working at City of Lacey.
So
at that
Byron
time.
is,
Byron Scortsman. I believe that is Amber Klein's boyfriend, lover.
okay, so someone who lives in the house, an adult
Yeah.
who lives in the house in a relationship. All right.
And I tried explaining to him this situation through text of the Cassandra Pixley, the incident that happened when they initially cut me off. But on February 21st, I just wanted to get closure, who was startled me awake, which led me to my termination of my City of Lacey position, and just ask him who it was, why, and I still cared about the kiddos.
So what did you do? You came to the house.
I came to the
And then-
house, I knocked on the door and asked if Byron was there.
Okay.
And
Who answered the door?
Megan Scortsman,
Okay, another adult in the household.
yes.
All right.
Which
And then,
she said no, I had to leave.
okay,
So I put my foot by the door as she was trying to shut it, which I realized that was bad.
Mhm.
And at that point, I just wanted closure, who
well,
startled
so you put
me
your
away,
door, you put your foot to prevent the
Yes.
door from closing.
which
So I'm being told the cops are called. So how long did this go on before you talked to police?
it was a split second when I put my foot on the door, and I just sat on their porch playing word search and Yahtzee, waiting for someone to answer.
Answer the door? Did you
Yes.
know that the police are on the way?
I did not.
Okay,
Amber did inform me to leave the property and she would call the cops.
okay. And so you stayed on the porch because you really wanted to talk to Byron,
Yes,
even after Amber said you gotta leave.
yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
And you realize putting your foot in to stop the door from closing is wrong.
Correct.
Okay. And then, so you meet with the law enforcement. This is, you agree, around February 21st?
Correct, Your Honor.
And what happened there? What did
I informed them I was trying to chat with the old friend that recently got me terminated from my position. And I believe one of the police officers that answered was part of the community response unit that I was working with during my position. And I just informed the officers that I got terminated from my position, and I was trying to get closure on the situation that happened to our friendship falling out.
Yeah.
And they filed the no trespassing notice for up to 1 year and gave me a copy, and I left.
Okay. And so in your position with the City of Lacey, you understood what those trespass warnings were? Or had that the first time you'd heard of that, or?
I heard that City of Lacey, they trespass the homeless individuals that are living on City of Lacey property or behind businesses or Department of Transportation land.
Mhm.
And I know how they process the no trespassing. It's no longer a 72-hour notice. It was 24-hour the next day, so we could go in and clean up.
But so the trespass order that you got told you for the next year from February 21st?
Correct, which
Okay.
is do not come onto their property for up to 1 year.
Okay, all right. And so then, there's an allegation here going to into April, text messages with the 15-year-old Cassandra.
That was
that come to be.
Before the no trespassing slip. That was way before me getting terminated and trespassed from Amber Klein, Byron Scorpsman, and Megan Scorpsman's property.
So that was, I'm reading that wrong, that was alleged April. All right, April 21st of 2025. April 1st of 2025 is the allegation that you were contacting Natalie. And April 2nd through Instagram with Amber. All right. And so what do you have to say about that Roblox chat with Natalie on April 1st of 2025 after the order to stay away from the house?
I felt like I was still attached to the family, and I had a hard time processing that I got fired, and my friendship of 7 years and all the time and resources that I gave the family. I thought I could at least wish Natalie a happy birthday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then, all right. And so then the next day, messaging Amber Klein, she said she received several Instagrams that she didn't respond to. Any comment about that?
Yes, Your Honor. With that, if I saw any cool stuff that I knew the kids would like or would enjoy, I would message them to Amber Klein, and I know she wouldn't respond. I just did it anyway and wished them, when it was the kid's birthday, I'd still send a happy birthday or happy New Year's, Easter.
Okay. So we understand from Amber Klein that she told you by text not to contact her. When do you recall the first time that happening, and what did you take that to mean?
That was back in April 23, Your Honor.
April of 2023?
Or some time in 2023, Your Honor. That was when she reached out, and during that time I obliged by it, Your Honor.
Okay. So you didn't contact, so when after that, so you say you obliged that request not to contact her April 2023. So then there's allegations from August that you're showing up unannounced and refusing to leave, August of 2024.
That was initially what I was trying to get in, trying to tell Byron Scorpsman the situation, because during that time, Your Honor, we were still somewhat friends. I was giving him space, but during our initial first contact after 3 months of no contact with Byron Scorchman, I have a hard time explaining in detail of what had happened. So I was constantly trying to reach out to Byron Scorchman of, hey, we need to link up or ask how the kids were doing. But he didn't allow me to explain in depth what had happened and see if our friendship could still work. Hence why I showed up at their house on August 24. I thought the kids were at their dad's, and I thought it was just the parents, Your Honor.
Okay.
but I found out through Byron messaging me that I scared the kids. I was quiet. I just knocked on the door and I was trying to explain my side of the story to Byron
And that was back
in
August.
August.
Okay, and then we see it again in February. You're still trying to explain.
Yes.
All right, and you're still
Trying to get closure of who startled me awake on the couch when I was house sitting.
all right.
Or
Still looking through your information and the petitioner's information, see if I have other questions to kind of help you get out what you're trying to say. So then February, so you're not getting in responses from Amber Klein about instant messaging. Previous to that, law enforcement tells you if you come back, we'll arrest you. Here's the
correct.
notice. And then over a period of 6 months, you're trying to get in touch with Byron at the house, and he's not responding to you. And all right, and then the messages to the kids that Amber Klein objects to, her children being contacted by you. Were there when did you hear from Amber Klein that you remember her telling her don't contact my kids?
And that was when I initially showed up at their house at August.
Okay. All right. Did she tell you differently that you could have contact with anyone or all of the kids after that August event?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. And so then in April, there's a contact through Roblox with Natalie. Is that right? April 1st, around
Correct.
there? Okay. And then, all right. And why? Why did you do that after she told you not to?
I just wanted to wish her a happy birthday, and still I wanted to reach out, like not in a just say, hey, hope everything's doing well.
All right.
Because I haven't had contact with them since August or since they cut me off way back.
In 2023 sometime?
Correct.
Okay.
When Byron and I were still somewhat friends, Your Honor, and I gave them boundaries for about 3 months, and Byron informed me that maybe by February or March 2024, you could come by to the house and go to baseball games, be invited to birthday dinners again.
Okay.
But
that didn't
don't
go over well, because at that point in February, when you did go back,
that was when I was terminated from my position, Your Honor, with City of Lacey, and I wanted closure of what happened that night and to say I'm sorry and wish like I did it differently, Your Honor, and I would still try to be friends and still do nice things, even though they informed me to not.
all right. Anything else that you want to say? I sort of gave you a lot of questions to try and help you get information out that I had questions about. Anything else? You wrote a lot of information down. I read through all that information.
I have nothing else, Your Honor.
Okay. I have a question of you, Amber Klein. Byron, is he a parent biologically or by marriage to any of these kids?
Not those 5, but his other daughter does live with us full time, my stepdaughter.
Okay, but these 5 are yours and not
Yeah.
his. Okay.
Technically, yes.
And you may be in a relationship that isn't marriage,
Yeah.
but I'm just trying to find the legal boundaries here.
Yeah.
And he hasn't given any guardianship over these 5 kids. He hasn't been by a court,
No.
hasn't said he has any parental
No.
rights over these 5 kids. Okay. All right. Gotcha. All right. Well, Mr. Budahas, I am going to issue this order. And the reason being, I find that there's been unlawful harassment as it is defined under the law. Whether you like it or not, whether any of us like it or not, no matter that you may have a relationship in the past with minors, the parents get to decide, and the parents is the final word, and you don't get to try and talk them out of it. You do nice things to talk them out of it, do mean things to talk them out of it, use force to talk them out of it. You can't. The parent decides, and you have to abide by that. So no contact with these kids. And now a court order is saying don't contact these kids. And Amber Klein as well. And now Amber Klein is asking for this order, and I would hope that then she would, and it sounds like she hasn't gone back on what she's asked quite some time ago, that you not contact her, not by Instagram, not by leaving gifts, not by coming by, in no way, shape, or form, not through others, not through family, friends, social media, in any way. You got to leave everybody alone. And you stay away from their house. And so I'm going to give you you've got a copy of the temporary order. This is going to mirror that. All those 5 kids are included. So the danger is that you're arrested and charged with a crime if you contact, in violation of this order, Amber Klein or any of these 5 kids, and they're listed in the order. So I'm going to write up that order. I'm going to give you a copy. And Amber Klein, this is going to be in the court file. If you're comfortable using Zoom to go get it, feel free. If not, you can contact my clerks and they'll help you with that. If you left us an email, are we going to send an email? Yes, but we'll leave it to you to try and get it off of Zoom. Otherwise,
Yeah, I'll come to the courthouse because I need certified copies to give to the kids' schools.
okay, that's a good idea. All right. So, and this will be in effect for the next year, April 28th, 2026. Now, if Amber Klein feels that she wants this order to go longer than April of 2026, Amber Klein, the way you enforce this is you contact 911. And if at that point, if she believes that she needs this order to go longer, then we have another hearing. And so, Amber Klein, you would need to contact the court. You could within 3 months of its expiration, so January 28th, from that forward, don't wait a couple of weeks beforehand, because then we wouldn't be able to set a hearing before it expires. But if this solves it is the hope. And but that is an opportunity for the petitioner to come back to the court and say that there should be a longer order. I'm going to fill this out, and as I said, I'll give you a copy, Mr. Budahas, and then you're on your way. Just 1 second, let me just review this, and I'll come back and ask people if they have questions, but review this.
This deal due to what
So, Amber Klein, do you have any questions?
just about requesting this seal due to what was in that declaration.
Yeah. It's not possible in this case, and So all of this has already become public record. You, so it won't be sealed. Other than that, the order's issued as the temporary order looks.
Okay.
All right. And any questions, Mr. Budahas?
So will I be monitored, ankle monitored? I
No,
just need to stay away from them.
right. We'll give you
If
the
there
order.
are random encounters, how
If you're
would
both
that
at the grocery store, you walk into the grocery store and you see Amber Klein or you see one of the kids, you need to turn around and leave.
I will
Yeah.
ignore them and I
Yeah.
will continue shopping.
Well, I would suggest if they're there first, you leave.
Okay.
Yeah, just take yourself out of the situation and go somewhere else.
Yes.
So, and if you receive contact from the kids, I would hope, Amber Klein is able to advise them well, not to contact you independently, but there are a couple of that, are teenagers, then you have to ignore that and not respond in any way.
Mhm.
All right. It may be best to, so this is the order, copy of the order for you. You can come
Mhm.
on up and grab that. And then any other questions?
If I purchase a ticket for a movie, a concert, or a game, am I gonna have to leave if it's a random encounter and we both show up?
You're not knowingly to contact any of the kids or Amber Klein.
Mhm.
And the threat is, if that's found that you did do that, then the threat is an arrest. So, your life is a bit limited when it comes to these folks now. So be careful about no intentional or knowing contact with them.
Thank you, Your Honor, and it's a 1 year
Yes, April 28th of next year.
is when it's
It
out
should
of
expire, and if there's a request to extend it, then you'll be given notice and we'll have another hearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Budahas. Thanks. Ms. Klein, then you can leave the meeting as well.
Okay.
All right, I'll go ahead and jump in there. I thought one of the five was his. I think so. She definitely said that. I think it was one of his kids is living with her, so it's her stepchild. And so I know people was making comments about him being autistic or him, have some sort of disability. I get that, and that's all good. But I'm looking at it from her side of it also. There's a part of me that says she dealt with him for years, so she kind of knew what she was getting into. There's another part that says when it comes to my kids, all bets are off. If someone was harassing my kids or I felt someone was a danger to my kids, it wouldn't matter to me what issue they had. Me protecting my kids is everything. So, but that's that. Thank you all for watching that one. We're going to go ahead and jump. Since I went and stole the People in Court's video, I'm going to go ahead and show her video. Go check out People in Court. She's got a great channel. This is a soft sit in Texas.
And we are ready to start recording. We are live on the record in cause number 24 FD 487. This is an original petition and suit affecting the parent-child relationship with an acknowledgement of interest. One of you is in a room with a lot of noise. Is that able to be? I'm not sure who it is.
Let me close the door.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. It's very distracting.
Okay.
Yeah, if you ever
All right.
participate on Zoom again for hearings, whether it's before me or another judge, just be aware it needs to be a quiet location so you can both participate like the courtroom would be. Okay, so we are live on the record in 24 FD 2487. This is an original petition and suit affecting the parent-child relationship with an acknowledgement of paternity. And this was filed by the Attorney General's office on December 6th of 2024. All parties are present on Zoom today, and this is a remote proceeding. And I am sitting outside of Galveston County pursuant to the Texas Family Code, section 201.1045. And I find nobody has objected to proceeding in this manner. Mr. Millard, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Yes, my name is Sidney Millard Bay.
Have you legally changed your name?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a social security card with Bay? And then,
No.
okay, do you have a driver's license with Bay?
No.
Do you have a birth certificate with Bay?
Ma'am, I challenge jurisdiction and we
Yes, and that was
haven't.
denied, sir, so we are proceeding.
Well, I'd like to proceed to a de novo hearing.
Have you filed that request with the court?
I did. It should be in your paperwork.
Judge, I don't see a de novo filed on Odyssey.
Don't either. You filed that with the district clerk's office?
I did. It was mailed on the 26th.
They might not have received it yet.
It should have been there.
I wish they could get charged for every minute that they waste of these courts' times.
When did you mail that, sir? You said the 26th?
Yes.
Is that timely, Mr. DeHimation?
No, Your Honor. Typically, de novos are done within 3 days of a judge's ruling. There hasn't been a substantive ruling in this case. But there's nothing e-filed on Odyssey regardless. The only ruling in this case is that his lack of jurisdiction was denied.
And before we begin, let me swear you in, sir, because even what you just said to me was not said under oath. So again, your legal name is, what is your legal name, sir?
Sidney, capital SIDNEY, Millard, capital MILLARD, Bay, capital BEY.
Can you, and Miss Blake, can you state your full name for the record, please? I think she's frozen, so we're going to have to wait for her.
Hello?
Ma'am, I think you were frozen. Are you able to hear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what is your full name, ma'am?
Sonora Blake. Sonora Marie Blake.
Okay, and sir, was your name, are you the person who also goes by Sidney, Sidney Somerville Millard IV?
No.
That is not you? That was never you?
That is my all caps name. That's not the name that I have.
Are you saying that's a different person though?
No, I'm saying that I am not that person.
Now, Judge, he has sent a de novo to the state, but he hadn't filed it with the court.
Sir, where did you well, if you can both please raise your right hands to be sworn in. Do you each solemnly swear that any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I affirm.
Yes.
Okay. So, sir, where did you mail your request to on April 26th?
I mailed it to the Lamarck office.
Okay, so you did not file it with the court. Mr. DeHimation, are you able to read what it was? I just want to make sure it was a de novo and not a new trial.
Yes.
Judge, I can share the screen if you would like.
I asked you to read it.
Okay. So the title, it's non-standard. The title he wrote request for de novo hearing. Then he's got his name, and he's got an address, and underneath that, he's attempted to put a style, and then he titled it Nunc Pro Tunc, and then underneath that, he's got request for de novo. Then he's got another title saying notice to the court, requesting de novo hearing concerning the denial of my affidavit of fact of dismissal of lack of jurisdiction. I am requesting de novo hearing on the following grounds. And he cited several cases, which is not relevant. And there's a page 2, and he's talking about the post box rule, which is also not relevant. And then he signed it on page 3, and he's got a jurat.
Objection.
What's
I
your
believe
legal objection,
I believe
sir?
that all everything here is relevant.
Okay. I'm going to sustain your objection. However, I don't know if it's denying, but I'm going to find that your de novo request, I don't need to wait for that because it was not filed with the court, and it was not filed timely, even if I considered the AG's office the court, which I do not.
Can you repeat that? I didn't
You
hear
did not file it with the court, and you did not timely file it, even if you had filed it with the court. So we're moving forward today. Mr. Dehamajian, you may call your first witness.
Thank you,
Well,
Judge.
well, hold on, Your Honor. I have a question. Like, you saying that it wasn't in a timely manner, but it was on the 26th, and notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent. Once it's in their hands, it's in your hands.
I cannot give legal advice. I'm denying, well, it's not even filed. I'm finding it's not filed with the court and it is not timely. You may proceed, Mr. Dehamijian.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, at this time, the state requests that you take judicial notice of our petition filed on December 6, 2024.
I take judicial notice of the pleading, including the acknowledgement of paternity that was signed by both parties with their all caps names.
Thank you, Judge. And the state calls Miss Blake. Miss Blake, can you state your name for the record?
Sonora Marie Blake.
Miss Blake, who is your child?
Raheem Ali Malloy.
And how old is he?
13.
Okay. Now, when you make decisions, important decisions for the child, do you consult it with his father?
Yes, it depends on what the situation is.
Okay. And you're asking for joint managing conservatorship, right, ma'am? Where you continue
how old
making.
is this child?
How old is the child, ma'am?
13.
Okay. And you're in agreement as to keeping it wanting joint managing conservatorship where you continue to make decisions together, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what's the visitation with the child with dad right now? When does he get the child?
Whenever he likes.
Okay. And the child and the child and dad, they have a good visitation, good relationship?
Yes.
Okay. And you wouldn't you're not against that the visitation be the standard possession order in this case, right?
No.
Okay. Now, the geographic, are you asking that be no restrictions, ma'am? Where you make your home with the child?
Yes.
Okay. And why are you wanting no restrictions?
Because I don't have a problem with moving places to where he's able to still see him. It doesn't matter where we at, he can still be able to see him and come get him.
Okay.
And he goes
Now,
to school here.
okay. So, do you have any plans to move in the future?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Do you have any job offers outside in other states or any other place?
Not at the moment, I don't.
Okay.
And ma'am, you're
But
in Galveston County?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you lived outside of Galveston County since your child's been born?
No, ma'am.
may I continue, ma'am? Your Honor.
You may.
Ma'am, what type of health and dental insurance is the child on right now?
Medicaid, children's Medicaid, I think it is.
Okay. Now, do you know what Mr. Millard does for a living, ma'am?
He used to work as a lineman, fixing on the light poles and stuff, but now I too much don't really know.
Okay.
I've seen
Do you know?
a truck. I don't know. I think he drives trucks. I don't know.
Do you know if
I'm
he's
not for sure.
Do you know if he's retired?
Yeah, he don't work for them no more.
Okay. Now you said truck. What kind of truck does he drive?
I just seen a big truck, like I don't know. I guess there's 18 wheelers. I don't know what kind of truck it was. I don't know.
It's a big 18-wheeler truck.
Yes.
And where did you see that 18-wheeler truck?
I just seen a picture of it on my son's phone. On Facebook.
And where was it parked?
Oh, I don't know. It was parking lot or somewhere. I don't know exactly.
Do you believe that he's driving a truck right now?
I don't know. There's a possibility.
Okay. Now, let's talk about retroactive child support. Has he given you any monies in the last 4 years to support your child, ma'am?
Yes, off and on.
If you're gonna
request.
if you're gonna put a dollar amount, how
sorry,
much is?
Mr. Davidson, you interrupted her last word. I couldn't hear it. What did you say at the end, ma'am?
I said yes when I asked request for it.
Okay.
If you're gonna put a dollar amount, ma'am, how much has he given you in the last 4 years?
Altogether, what I added up, that I had on my cash app, it was like 3,300.
Okay. Let me ask you this: have y'all ever lived under the same household?
No, not living.
Okay. Ma'am, do you know if he's got other kids?
Yes.
How many other kids does he have?
There's 6 altogether and
Objection.
One moment. Okay.
Five.
Ma'am, one moment. What is your legal objection, sir?
What's the relevance of my kids being drug into this? Like, I don't understand.
Calculation, sir. You may proceed, Ms. Blake, and I couldn't hear anything you said. So if you can repeat your answer.
I would love for them not to bring his other kids in, because when he gets done and they order him to pay $10 a month in child support because he's got so many other damn kids, I'd love for them to take him on his wish, give him what he wants, and then treat him like he doesn't have any other kids and just stick it to him.
Sir.
6 altogether, about 5 that's living.
Okay, so are you saying one is deceased, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay. And so, not counting the one child in this case, there's 4 children outside this case, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I only have one with him.
Okay. The 4 kids outside this case, are they all adults? Are they all over 18?
Yes.
Okay.
Are any of them in high school still?
No.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, you may call your next witness.
Your Honor, I call Miss Tatiana Young-Fleeton. I don't know if she's been sworn in yet, Your Honor.
Don't believe she has. Can you state your full name for the record, please?
Tosiania Young-Fleeton.
And can you please raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear that any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you. You can lower your hand. Proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Fleeton, who do you work for, ma'am?
The Office of the Attorney General.
And how long have you been working for the Office of the Attorney General?
18 years.
And what do you do there, ma'am?
I'm a child support officer. I calculate child support, medical support, and dental support, and retroactive child support, medical support, and dental support.
Ma'am, what did you calculate in this case?
Retroactive child support.
And what were your findings there?
For the year 2021, minimum wage, gross $1256.67, net $1159.87 for 12 months, at a total of $232 a month, based on 20%, for a total of $2,784. Excuse me. For 2022, minimum wage $1256.67, net $1159.87 at 12 months, at a total of $232 based on 20%, for a total of $2,784. For 2023, gross minimum wage $1256.67, net $1159.87 for 9 months, at a total of $232 based on 20%, for a total of $2,088. Also for 2023, for 3 months, gross $2,119.80, net $1,870.66. For 3 months at $374 based on 20%, for a total of $1,122. For 2024, gross $4,092, net $3,457.80 for 3 months at $692 based on 20%, for a total of $2,076. For 2024, minimum wage, gross $1256.67, net $1159.87 at 9 months at $232 based on 20%, for a total of $2,088. And for 2025, gross $1256.67 minimum wage, net $1159.87 at 4 months at $232 based on 20%, for a total of $928. The subtotal $13,870 with a credit of $3,300 for a total of $10,570.
Judge, at this time, I offer State's Exhibit 1, which is the retrocalc based on Ms. Fleeton's testimony.
Don't see the case is even open for today. Does it have a date? Anyone have any objection to me entering the exhibit? What was it, State's Exhibit?
1, Your Honor.
State's Exhibit 1?
Yes.
Ms. Blake, do you have any objection to State's Exhibit 1?
No, ma'am.
And Mr. Millar, do you have any objection to State's Exhibit 1 being admitted into evidence?
I do object.
What is your legal objection?
My objection is that I don't wish to contract. I don't have a reason to contract. I do enough already for Sonora and my son.
Okay. I'm going to overrule that objection and admit this into evidence. And do know, sir, you'll get a chance to explain why you don't believe back child support is appropriate. State's Exhibit 1 is admitted, and you may continue, Mr. Dehmasian.
Judge, I pass the witness, Ms. Fleeton.
Okay. You may call your next. Oh, actually, Mr. Millard, do you have any questions for Ms. Young-Fleeton?
I only object to this proceeding because I moved to dismiss. there's no reason for this, and you all have me here.
Okay. I'm overruling the objection. Ms. Blake, do you have any questions for Ms. Young-Fleeton?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You may call your next witness, Mr. Damasian.
Thank you, Judge. I call Mr. Millard. Mr. Millard, can you state your name for the record?
Sydney Millard Bay.
Mr. Millard, what do you do for a living, sir?
I have a question. I'd like to know the proper names for yourself, the judge, and the other officer that was here.
Judge,
I
objection,
believe
non-responsive.
I believe that there's a conflict of interest here because at least two of you work for the state.
Okay. I'm going to overrule the objection. My name is Judge Jennifer Baker. Mr. Gary Damasian, his name is written right there on the screen. Miss Tosiana Young-Fleeton, her name is on the screen as well. So you may proceed, Mr.
And
Damasian.
who are they employed by?
Sir, it says they work for the Office of the Attorney General. You may proceed, Mr. Damasian.
Sir,
So everyone works for the Office of the Attorney General?
I don't. You may proceed, Mr. Damasian.
Mr. Millard, what do you do for a living?
So you work for the state?
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustained. Sir, please answer the questions.
I don't work.
Are you retired?
I don't understand. I don't understand where we're going here. I already said what I need to say in this matter, but you guys keep pushing forward. So I'm telling you that I don't want a contract, and you're steady trying to draw me into your jurisdiction, and that's not what I want.
Sir, do you own an 18-wheeler?
I don't understand.
Do you drive a truck for a living, sir?
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Are you refusing to answer my questions, Mr. Millard?
I move the court to dismiss.
I'm denying that request. You may proceed, Mr. Damasian.
Mr. Millard, do you live in a home or an apartment?
I live within myself.
Do you pay rent?
Excuse me. I live within myself.
Do you own a car, sir?
I move the court to dismiss.
I'm denying that
Objection.
request. Sir, please answer the question so I can make an appropriate ruling in your case. This is not a contract. International Shoes says I have jurisdiction of you. You were served in Texas. This child lives in Galveston County. We are proceeding with the Attorney General's petition.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I actually believe he don't
Do you
understand.
pay rent, sir?
I don't understand.
Do you have a car?
I don't understand.
Judge, the witness is refusing to answer questions.
He's saying he doesn't understand. He might not understand. Just ask your questions to the best of your ability, and I'll make my ruling to the best of my ability.
Okay.
You can impeach him if you have impeachment evidence.
Mr. Millard, do you own a phone?
I don't understand.
What are you using for Zoom, sir? What device are you using?
This is a tablet.
Okay, so you own a tablet. Do you know what a phone is? Do you know what a telephone is? Maybe he needed to use the full word.
Do you own a phone, sir?
I don't understand
Which part of that did you not understand so he can break it down for you?
any of it. Like
You know,
I don't understand these proceedings. I don't even understand why I'm here. Like I told you guys that I don't want a contract. I don't need to contract.
Sir,
And I asked the court to move to dismiss.
I'm denying that. This is your chance to provide evidence, sir. Otherwise, I'm just going to make my ruling without
Evidence
your
of what? Of
the
what? That I'm
issues
here?
before me, sir. Sir, I can't give legal advice, but I can let you know the issues before me are conservatorship, possession and access, support, child support, medical support, dental support, and back child support. So that is what I am going to be ordering today.
And I already do all of that, John. So I object to this whole thing.
I understand you object, sir, and I'm overruling your objection. Mr. Dehamian, do you feel you need any more testimony from Mr. Bay?
No, Judge. I passed the witness.
Do you have any other witnesses?
I recall Ms. Blake just briefly.
Okay, you may do so.
Ms. Blake, do you? You could just answer to the best of your knowledge. Do you know if Mr. Millard lives in a home or an apartment?
I think he live in a home.
Do you know if he how many vehicles does he have?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
The state does not represent either party, so I'm going to give you each a chance to let me know if there's anything additional regarding those issues that I just described. Ms. Blake, is there anything additional you'd like to say?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Millard, is there anything additional you'd like to say?
Yes, I'd like the court to move to dismiss. I object to all of these proceedings.
Why didn't he say all that at the beginning? He's been letting this whole thing going on, participating in now, and he's going to move for it to be dismissed. That makes no sense. I'm starting to think these two people deserve each other.
I'm going to make my ruling and render based on the testimony presented. Before I rule, I'm letting each party know that you do have a right to a de novo hearing before the referring court regarding any decisions I make. That request must be filed with the district clerk's office. I am finding, once again, there is jurisdiction over this matter. The child lives in Galveston, and Mr. Millard was served in Texas. Those service papers are on file with Galveston County, as reflected in my previous ruling. I'm appointing the parties joint managing conservators, with Ms. Blake having the right to determine the primary residence of the children within Galveston and contiguous counties, or any county that touches Galveston. Before I continue, Mr. Dehamian, do you have any requests regarding medical support or child support?
Yes, Your Honor. We do have
no need. You didn't present it. I'm going to just create a child support amount. Bear with me. Okay. I'm setting child support based on minimum wage. There's one child before the court and no others. I'm finding that nobody has access to private insurance at a reasonable cost. I'm ordering that Mr. Millard pay to Ms. Blake cash medical support of $35 per month beginning May
Objection, Your Honor.
2025. Sir, let me get through my ruling. beginning
I
May
have
1st.
I have a question.
Sir, let me get through my ruling and then you
I
can
have
ask.
medical insurance for my
Let me,
son.
okay, you did not testify to that and you said it was you. I think you might have objected to the question. So where do you have medical insurance available?
I didn't hear the question.
Okay, what insurance, how do you have insurance for your son? Is it through a job? Is it through the marketplace? Is it through a relative? Is it?
Proceed, Your Honor.
No, this is important. Where is the insurance from? I don't know.
It's through a marketplace.
Okay, so you have gone on the marketplace and you purchased insurance? Is that true? That's what you're saying? You went online and purchased insurance, or you called and purchased insurance?
Yes.
Okay. What company is that through?
I don't know. I don't have the documents in front of me.
Have you provided Ms. Blake with those documents so she can use the insurance?
I did.
Okay. And do you know how much it costs per month?
I don't remember.
Is there a place you could go look that information up?
It
will
not
affect
right
your
now.
child support and it will make your child support lower. So it will help you to look up this information.
I don't know, Your Honor. I don't have the information with me right now.
Okay. Are you in your house right now? You don't have it anywhere in your house.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
Ms. Blake, do you know that he has private insurance? Ms. Blake, has he given you the cards? You have to answer out loud.
Hold on. Let me look on my phone before I say.
Where's she going to find him having insurance on her phone?
Was it a card? I think it was a card.
Okay, she said card. I thought she was talking about car insurance. I'm certain these folks deserve each other now.
Okay, it's what is this? I have a card he sent me. It's a discount card.
Okay, he stopped at a CVS and got a prescription discount card.
It don't have an amount on here. Hello?
We're listening to you, ma'am.
Ma'am?
We're listening.
Oh, yes, I pulled up a card. I pulled up a card that he sent me, but it doesn't have a amount on here. It just says benefit level, individual, children, the group number,
What
member
company?
ID, NCE. It says a discount card. That's what it says on there.
Micah's got it right.
I don't know if you can see
He
it.
gave her a 10% off at Subway card.
Did you see?
No. Do you want to send that to the Attorney General's office so they can look at it?
Yes.
So are you on this insurance as well, Mr. Millard?
I just only, oh, I'm sorry. I only see his name on there. I don't see Raheem's name on here.
So I don't know if Texas is like Florida, but I'm almost certain Florida is. If the mother wants to get benefits for her kid, the state will sue the dad for child support. So even if she doesn't want child support from him, even if she doesn't want anything from him, this is kind of a process. I'm not sure if Texas works this way, but I know Florida does. That was or it did in the past. That was the way that my mother was always having to go to court because my real father didn't pay child support, and she never wanted child support from him. She was just as crazy as he was, but the court system wasn't going to give benefits if they didn't have this process.
I'll be a mother.
Pam, please remember your report. Please watch your language.
Ms. Blake, I just sent you an email. If you could forward that to me. Ms. Blake, can you hear me?
I think she just lost connectivity.
Judge, we're trying to call her right now to log back on.
She might.
I have a question, Your Honor. Do you have an address for the de novo hearing for me to send the de novo hearing to?
It is the district clerk's office in Galveston County. I don't have the address. Ms. Maripis, if you can look that up. Or sir, you can Google it. Right now she's not here, so if you want to take the time to Google that, you may.
And he said it's in Galveston?
Yes, it's the courthouse in Galveston County, Texas. Galveston County District Clerk's office. I don't know what address they use.
I just got off the phone with her. Her phone died. She'll be logging in shortly.
11 minutes later.
Judge, would you still need her to be on video at this point, or can she just call in?
No, she needs to be on video. She might need to drive somewhere where she has good reception. She knew she had this hearing today.
Okay. Ms. Blake, can you turn your video on?
Hello?
Can you turn your video on, Ms. Blake?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
They can't hear me.
There you go. We can see you.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, can you hear us? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Miss Blake? Can you hear me, Miss Blake? Hello?
5 minutes later.
Can you hear me, Miss Blake, now?
Yes.
Good. Looks like you're back.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Miss Blake, did you see my email?
Hold on. Yes.
Okay, can you forward me that card that you were talking about? That discount card?
Oh, okay.
5 minutes later.
Did it come through?
Did you send it?
It says sending. I sent it. I don't know if it. It's two cards.
Okay. Well, give me a second. Hopefully it'll come through in a minute.
Okay.
5 minutes later.
Hello?
Oh, we're still here.
Oh. Okay, the other card that was on there is from American Financial Security Life Insurance Company. And it has Sidney Millard name and the dependent Raheem Millard child. The effective date was 11/26/2024.
Somebody's got multiple devices there. I don't know whose phone keeps ringing.
Do you need the member ID on it? If that'll help, if it didn't come through.
No, I would need to see the card.
Oh, okay. Is it okay to send it back to Sydney and let him send it to you through his email?
Have you tried sending it to me?
Yes.
Did it go through? Do you know if it saying that it was successful or it's sent?
Hold on, let me check.
I'm starting to
Need
get
to
on his
tag.
side now. I can't deal with her much
It
longer.
said it's in a feud, whatever that is. How do you do this?
Gosh damn, Nancy.
Hello?
Yes.
Is it okay to send it back to Sidney Malloy's phone and then he can send it to you through his email?
It's up to you, ma'am, if that's what you want to do.
Okay, because I really don't know how to do this email thing.
When did he grow glasses? He wasn't wearing glasses earlier. He couldn't have been wearing glasses because he was looking for an insurance card.
Judge,
Yes.
so we've Googled NCE
Do we
and
need to be on the record? Why don't we get on the record?
yes, Your Honor, please.
We can start the recording again. Okay. So yes.
So, Your Honor, we've found something out. We've Googled NCE, and it's like what Mom said. It's a discount card. It's not insurance.
Okay.
So I don't know if that would help the court finish its ruling.
That does help. Sir, do you know anything else beyond that, Mr. Millard?
Objection, Your Honor. She just read the other name of the card for the insurance.
The other was, I believe, well,
There's life insurance.
yeah. So do you have any other health insurance available?
It's medical insurance, Your Honor.
Okay, can you provide some testimony about that? So, because I can only rule based on evidence before me, I can't go investigate.
That's fine.
And I can't. So I want to hear this testimony, but you need to provide it, sir, because no one
That's
else has
fine.
information. It's not
That's fine.
I'm supposed to order insurance through your job if you have it, or then through another source if you have it. And then a state plan is supposed to be last on the priority list. So if you have it through another source, which it sounds like you might, I should be ordering that. But I need evidence to do that, sir.
I don't have it. That's
Okay. Okay. Does anyone have anything else they'd like to say before I conclude my ruling? Okay. So render judgment. I'm ordering the parties joint managing conservators with Ms. Blake having the right to determine the primary residence of the child within Galveston or any county that touches Galveston County. Ordering that Mr. Millard has visitation pursuant to the pursuant to the standard possession order. I'm finding nobody has access to private health insurance at a reasonable cost, so I'm ordering that Mr. Millard pay to Ms. Blake cash medical support of $35 per month beginning May 1st of 2025. Finding nobody has access to dental insurance at a reasonable cost. I'm ordering that Mr. Millard, is Ms. Blake here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, if you can stay on camera, ma'am.
Oh, sorry.
You're in court. Mr. Millard, thank you for staying on camera. I'm ordering that Mr. Millard pay to Ms. Blake child support of $225 each month beginning May 1st, 2025. And based on the testimony provided today and evidence presented, I'm ordering back child support in the amount of $6,500 as of today, April 28th, 2025. That's a back child support judgment against Mr. Millard. It will accrue interest for the family code at a rate of 6% per annum. It is not an installment debt. Other remedies can be used to collect this if appropriate. However, I am ordering that Mr. Millard pay to Ms. Blake $50 each month beginning May 1st, 2025 towards that judgment, with a step up to $275 when child support ceases per the family code. And I'm ordering that Mr. Millard pay court costs as billed to Galveston County by April 28th, 2026. The state is going to draft the order based on my ruling today, and they'll be sending it to both of you through DocuSign to review and sign. If you don't sign it, they will be submitting it to me, and I will confirm that it matches my ruling and sign off on it. So we're going to have you all go back to your breakout rooms, so you'll get a chance to review the order in private and confirm it matches the ruling. But thank you both for coming in, and good luck going forward with everything.
All right. That was the longest hearing I'd ever shown. Y'all give people in court credit for that. She had to edit that a lot. I would have gave up on that hearing really quick, but she did a lot on that one. So make sure to go check out her channel, give her love, make sure to let her know that I sent you, and just make sure to always give her she's a good person. I don't know what else to say. We've gone way too long. It's time for us to get out of here and go to bed. Make sure to stop by Addicted to Law. She does a great channel. Go watch her videos and tell her that American Court sent you. All right, you guys have a great day.